What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We didn't get to do it yesterday. His eye is still looking a little crazy. It looks way better than it did. I'm glad I jumped on it like right away. Soon as I woke up in the morning and saw my eye was jacked up, I was on the phone, set up my video conference. It was so funny because I don't know if you've seen that video on Saturday Night Live skit about Zoom meetings. That shit is funny. But I kind of felt like that because they were like, can you get your eye closer to the phone? We need to really see. So you're holding your phone like, doing the video conference with the doctor. And, it's like all up in my eye and they want to see, you got to do like this and look down and shit. Oh my God, it was just wild and crazy. But I got my antibiotic drops. It's still itchy and it feels irritated and stuff. But, um, most of the redness is gone. And yeah, it was good. It didn't look good yesterday. Y'all would have been like, "Ooh, what you been smoking?" Because that's what it looked like. Yes, in honor of Pink Eye, I wore pink today. Thank you, Tracy noticed. Yes, I like my eyes is pink. My headband may as well be pink. My lips may as well be pink, and so should my eyeshadow. So there you go. Everything is pink today. But let's get started because it's itching. I just want to rub it so bad. Um, the questions tonight. How many do we got? This looks kind of hefty. 25. Wow. So it bumped up from 23 to 25. Let me turn my little fan on because I know these people are gonna be making me hot up in here because that's what's been happening lately. Okay. So in case you're new here, this is normally What the Fuck Tuesday, but today is What the Fuck Wednesday. And people send in their advice questions. I answer them live on the air, on the spot. None of this is pre-scripted or pre-prepared. It's all on the fly. On Wednesdays we wear pink. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't get the memo. Y'all was just leaving me out again. That's all right. I see how you do, Bam. I got it now. All right, let's see here. Let's get started. Because we got 25 letters. It's a long lot to do. Thanks, Lady Boss. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. Because that was like, ugh. Yeah, it's the first time you were here. Oh, you were here? Well, yeah, but these are our regulars. So, you know, no, 30, I would kill myself. We're just like, that's too many. Usually it's, 20. And somebody reminded me of when I used to complain when there were 10 letters. Like, wow, I can't remember back that far, but we left that a long time ago. So let's get started. The first letter, number one, looks long as heck. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to be condensing this. Okay, so she says a good friend of mine started dating her current dude less than a years ago. So he moved in with her. She moved in after 3 months and they started talking about a baby. She said it was alarming because there were many red flags raised by this guy. Huh. She was quite pushy and insistent. He was quite pushy and insistent about my friend moving in with him quickly. He was rude to her mother the first time he met her. And from anecdotal comments, it sounds quite manipulative and controlling in small everyday ways. Generally, I had a really bad feeling about him, but my friend was so happy to finally have somebody that she ignored these signs. Thanks, Bambi. She ignores these signs and wasn't receptive when I tried to raise some of these issues. So a few months ago, my fiance and I discovered that I was pregnant, and we made the difficult decision not to carry through with the pregnancy. Though I had no regrets about my decision, it was obviously a sad and traumatic situation that I mostly kept to myself. So one day I'm catching up with my friend, and she couldn't stop talking about her desire to have a baby. This is only 5 months into her rocky relationships, I want you to know. I told her about my abortion and how hard it was to keep hearing baby talk. I hadn't planned to tell her, but her incessant baby talk was about to give me a panic attack. The next day, she had a few people over to her house. The dude was there. And while I don't particularly enjoy his company, the day passed without incident until we got our coats to get ready to leave. As I hugged her partner goodbye in front of the rest of the group, he turned and whispered in my ear that he was very sorry about something before tailing off. Confused, I pulled back sharply and asked what he said. There was an awkward moment before her partner pretended he hadn't said anything at all. Immediately, I knew his sorry must have referred to my abortion, and I felt sick and violated as it meant my friend had come home the previous night and shared my very private and painful story. Though I understand some people divulge everything to their significant others, this felt like a true breach of confidence, and I was beyond disturbed that he chose to mention it to me in a crowded room. In a way, it felt like an emotional assault. At best, I think he's socially inept, and at worst, considering his past manipulative behavior, I found this was a calculated move to drive a wedge between me and his girlfriend, which worked, as I find it hard to be close to her now. I eventually did work up the courage to tell my friend about this incident about 2 months later. I waited until my emotions could settle, and the two of them were headed to visit her family the next day anyway. She apologized and admitted she guessed what he had whispered in my ear and had asked me about it. He claimed it had just slipped out and he was worried about me. It's worth noting he and I met briefly only twice before this, so I really didn't buy his excuse. Reflecting on this incident and other small indication of toxicity in our friendship, I decided to put some distance between me and this girl until she told me the other day that she is pregnant with I'm saying clown, she says man's baby. I do feel violated by both of them, and the thought of being in the same room with this guy makes my skin crawl. But with a baby now in the picture, I feel like distancing myself at a time when my friend will need me is more cruel than ever. Would really welcome some insight and perspective here, as I'm a jumble of emotions and I can't talk about this with friends or family without also divulging my abortion. Are these feelings justified, or am I blowing this out of proportion? After the incident with her partner, do I have a duty to be there for my friend at the expense of my own mental health? I generally think this guy's bad news and I worry about her. But at the same time, it's her life, and I'm still shaken by the betrayal of trust, and I'm not sure it's a friendship I want to invest energy in. Girl, lose her number, lose it. Because what she has done is got herself wrapped up with a narc, and he is tying her down with a baby. And once she has that baby, man, her life is over. Over, over, over. He's going to use that as a string to control her till the rest of her life. It won't even matter if the kid is over 18. The only way he won't be able to use if the kid moves to like another country or something and cuts off ties with both of the parents. Then he won't have nothing to say because there will be no information on the child to beat her over the head with. But as long as he has a relationship with that child, he's going to use that as a weapon of mass destruction of her self-esteem and confidence and her freedom and everything else. Your friend is a dummy. So what I'm going to tell you, plus she violated the number one rule to go and tell some man some private stuff about her girlfriend. So you don't tell her nothing else. You don't talk to her about nothing else. You don't try to be there for her and this raggedy ass baby. You don't do nothing. If she want to have a baby with a clown, that's her business, and let her suffer each and every repercussion. Do not take your happy behind over there to help her do nothing. Don't you do it. Stay at your house with your man and your relationship and let her just do whatever she want to do. Tell her to keep you out of it. And if she calls Take talking about that damn baby, I want you to babysit or something like that, tell her no. Get your man to do it. The one with the big mouth. Since you have a big mouth too, why don't y'all use them big mouths to get you a babysitter? That's not my problem. Oh my God. Oh yeah, but when these women be volunteering to be victims, it's like when you get with a narc, your birth control need to be tight. And she just started dealing with this dude. It's been less than a year, and she already pregnant. I mean, I know women do that dumb shit, but you know what? That's stupid. That's stupid, 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 stupid. Just next level stupid. You all caught up in the romance of it and thinking this is going to be something, having a baby by a fool. You don't let your womb be totally destroyed and your body stretch marked up and your time and money impacted and stuff because of some man, especially when you're not married to. It's bad enough when you're married to him. But you're going to be having some miscellaneous stray boyfriend that you just met and you're going to destroy your whole life and all your options over him to have a baby. Get a dog. You want to nurture something. Okay, a puppy. 15 years or so, they gone to you, you're free. Kids are forever. This is ridiculous. Yeah, she a big dummy. This is unbelievable. And to the violent, and then yes, he definitely did that. See, you are a very nice person because had he done that to me and try to whisper that in terms of, he would have become every kind of MF I could have thought of right there in the party, and I would have included her in the conversation as well. You a B, he's an MF, and both of you, ooh, I can't even imagine how off I would go. But you can bet everybody that was at that party will be talking about the scene that I made for years, because I would act the original fool, the one in the dictionary. Picture me. Nah, they both need to be on a serious like forever timeout. Cut all ties with her. That's my recommendation. I know it's going to be hard, but the fact that she's pregnant, that's not your problem. And don't send a gift either. Tell her she used her gift when she opened her big mouth, telling that dude your business. I'm glad you wrote me though. So now, it's that's what you do. Ooh, I'm hot. See, I knew it. This little fan is not doing nothing. Male question. Oh, question number 2. Male, 37 to 45, out of the UK. I'm in a relationship with my girlfriend of 3 years, who I love to pieces. Hmm. I have always felt she had a little, and he put little in quotes, entitlement going on, but nothing noteworthy. Recently has been getting quite annoying, more so because of how minute the issue at hand is. I can do 10 things for my girlfriend, but if I say no to the 11th thing, I get accused of always saying no. Last Saturday, we were watching a show at her house, and her dog was going off probably because he wanted water. She says to me without even making eye contact in an irritated and commanding tone, "Give him some water." I responded with a no. She got mad at me. At some point, we had conversation. I told her that she just can't command me around. If she had said please or given a reason why she could not or didn't feel like doing it, I probably would have done it. Fast forward to this morning. I'm in bed after sleeping over. I began work at 9 a.m. With the COVID-19 and thing, I would head home in the morning as soon as I get up straight to work, because my PC is at my house. My girlfriend's already up since she starts work earlier than I do. I'm still in bed, not ready to get up, but it's about that time for me to leave. She walks over and asks if I could make her some coffee. I told her I didn't feel like getting up yet. She keeps pressing. I said to her that I will make it when I get up to head out. She keeps pressing the issue. She wants her coffee now. So I told her, fine, I will make it now, but I will be leaving afterwards. No, she wants me to make the coffee, bring it to her in bed while she works, and stays for a few minutes. She need to get cussed out. I told her that I can make her coffee now, but once I'm up, I'm on the go mode and will not want to lay back down. She keeps pressing, telling me how I have done it before, and so why am I having issues doing it again? To which I responded that the fact that I have done something before does not guarantee I will always do it. For some strange reason, she keeps telling me that since this COVID-19 started, I had done it 2 or 3 times. I told her I don't recall that, and my last recollection of making coffee for her when we were both downstairs, and I do not understand what that has to do with the current situation. Now she's mad at me because I'm saying her recollections are wrong. I told her to make her own coffee. This is getting annoying. Once you do something, it becomes a norm for her and has to be done on request, or there will be issues. Well, now, you know what I have determined? That after these COVID-19 lockdown things are lifted, a whole bunch of people's relationships are going to be lifted right along with it. Because people are getting to see a new side of each other, and they don't like each other very much. They're getting to see things that when you have distance between you and time away, you don't really notice, or the person can keep it hidden better. But all this togetherness, all the raw stuff is coming out, you know, in these relationships. So what I would suggest to you do, sir, is you need to get some more testosterone in the way you address this woman. You don't argue with her, okay? You don't, that's not doing it. So she says, I want you to do this. Well, she doesn't ask. She just commands you like you're her servant. And so what you say is, I'm not your fucking servant. Bitch, please. You want some damn coffee? Get up and make it your damn self. Because once I get up, I'm out. Okay, that's what you say to her. She will be shocked and stunned because you've never shown that kind of masculinity to her before. Then you roll over and you go back to sleep. Okay, so and then a lot of people be like, well, you shouldn't talk to women like that. Well, probably not. But when someone is she's totally disrespecting him, so she has laid the groundwork to be disrespected back. Do you see where I'm going with this? If you want respect, you give respect. The way that she is addressing this guy like he's like a two-bit servant, and then gonna argue with him about why he needs to do what she tells him. Okay, she done went way over the top. So to me, That, I mean, I'm not saying he puts his hands on her or anything like that. What I always tell you guys, fight fire with a flamethrower. So she want to be, argue with him and tell him what he best do and how he always did it before and all this old kind of stuff. Well, see, that removes any inhibitions that would have to talk to her nicely because she doesn't want to hear it. So when you have somebody who doesn't want to hear it, you have to speak a different language to them, and it's like cussese. Okay, so then you tell her that. Okay, so then she gonna talk about her dog. I don't give a fuck if the dog lays there and dies. You want your dog to get some water, bitch? Get up and get it for him. That's it. And then she just would be sitting there looking at it. She would get her ass up and give the dog the water. And then she's like, um, this thing about the coffee. Yeah, I don't understand that. Mm-mm. She wouldn't be getting any coffee from me. But the bottom line is you're just being way too nice and too accommodating. And I know you say you love her to pieces and all that stuff, and that's lovely. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I'm saying is she is showing you marked lack of regard and marked disrespect, like you are not important. So you have to change the way you respond to her, and you got to do it hardcore. And that will shut her down and she will stop doing it. Now, in the event that she does not stop doing it, then understand that you have a severe case of entitlement in a narcissist and you need to end the relationship. No matter how much you might like, love, want to be with her, all this old kind of stuff, you would just be facing more of the same as this relationship progressed. Never would you be treated with the kindness and gentleness and respect that a man is looking for in his relationship. She's talking to you like you have a tail, okay? And I don't really see where that makes any sense. Okay. Question number 3, female 26 to 29 out of South Florida. She says, I moved into a flat. I have a decent job and I'm saving to buy it from the guy who owns it and he's looking to sell. My brother is 45 and wants me to move out of the flat and buy our parents' house where he lives. My dad is ill. I can't live with him as he is controlling. I am 37 and when I lived there, I would get interrogated about where I'm going, who, when. Sometimes he wouldn't let me go out if you don't do as he says. He physically attacked you. One time he followed me home and sat outside early hours of the morning and he grabbed me and said, I'm taking you home. What to do? It involves a knife and a rapid motion in the direction of his body. That's what your answer. I'm scared to tell my friends that they will laugh at me at least because he has attacked me at least 4 times since 2001. He makes my mother go to get him on McDonald's every Saturday. A few months ago, I said to her, you don't have to go. He went crazy and attacked me. He gets angry and has said to me that he would throw our parents out of the house if they don't do as he says. Then he says it's his house, but in fact it's their house. He has said to me that before that he will throw me out of my flat as if it's his when it's mine. You need to call, you in South Florida. I'm sure they have adult protective services. You're kind of young though, so I don't know how old your parents are, but those laws, usually you have to be 62 to 65 for adult protective services to get involved, but they would just roll in and kick him out because that's financial abuse of seniors. Alternatively, when he attacked you, what you were supposed to do is call the police and file assault charges on your brother. That's what you were supposed to do. Every time that he did that, that's what you should have done. He would be in jail by now for a long time. So he wouldn't be out roaming the streets doing nothing. And let him go to jail and think he's going to be running people like he does that and watch what happens to him. Them dudes would be like, what? Who you think you are? And they would beat him down. So he would come out of prison more humble. Because he obviously just think he just all of that. Because he can run game on 2 old people and his younger sister. So you're gonna have to find some spine somewhere and tell him if you don't leave me and mom and dad alone, I'm gonna be calling the police on you. Put your hands on anybody one more time and watch what happens. You got one more time. Or you could just not say anything at all and just wait for him to do it. You decide. It sounds like you would want to give him the warning, and that's why I said that. Me, I wouldn't do shit. I would just wait until he made a move, and I'd be like, 911. My brother just attacked me, and he's done this already 4 times. I want you to pick him up. We need him removed. We need a restraining order so he can't come in my parents' house anymore because he's been abusing them as well. And blah, 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 blah. They're old people, and this is what he's been doing to them. We need him out. We need him in prison. We need him gone. Click. Yeah. Four, she said 4 times since 2011. See, he would have been in jail 4 times since 2011 messing with me, or if not in the graveyard. Well, he might have schizophrenia or something. It could be a medical reason for it. Don't know, don't care. Because, it's like to me, schizophrenia doesn't make you assault people. It makes you loony to where you might think that's okay, but it doesn't physically make your fist start flying. Okay, schizophrenia doesn't mess with you, but it doesn't make your limbs do anything. That's a decision that you made, that decide to do. So when people say, well, they're mentally ill, they might be, but that's still that mental illness did not take over their body and make their nervous system and muscles and bones move in a direction of violence towards someone. That is a conscious decision that they made. So, people like to say, well, the mental illness is the fallback and the excuse. It's not. It's not, because too many people are mentally ill, and the only people that they hurt is maybe themselves or nobody. They just like live in their own world. So when somebody wants to claim mental illness for the cause of their violence towards others, that is a lie. Okay, don't ever buy that excuse. That's what they're using for their cover, but it's not the reason. Oh yeah, that's right, huh? Florida does have snake, but she sounds too scary though. He's too intimidated. She's too intimidated. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, he would have been so gone. Question number 4, male, 30 to 36 from Texas. I'm a divorced dad with full-time custody. The mom moved to another state after she remarried. First, the good. My son is a happy, outgoing child. He's very bright. He's the only third grader in the gifted program, and he's the class secretary. He's very funny, quick-witted, etc. However, if he's not the best at something immediately, he wants to quit. Of course, I try to ingrain in him the need to practice, etc., but he can be very strong minded for his age. I introduce him to many things that he immediately loves or begs for. Then he loses interest shortly after: tennis, fencing, painting, 3D printing, guitar, piano, etc. Is this common for an 8-year-old? Am I introducing him to too many activities? An example could be that all he wanted for Christmas was a lock picking set. He loved it for 2 days and begged for a new lock to try. He couldn't pick that lock within a half hour, so now he has no interest. Now he wants a YouTube channel and wants to learn calligraphy. I feel kind of stupid to get all involved in anything else. Within a week, he steadfastly rejects his new passion. Any ideas? He just seems to give up if he doesn't come easy. It seems to get deeply hurt by not being the best immediately. I need to know your opinion, Deb. Am I spoiling my 8-year-old son? Is he going to become one of those dusties you talk about on your channel? I don't want that for him. If I need to change something about how I parent him, please tell me what it is, and I will do it. Oh boy. It's very normal for kids to want to try new things, and and it's really unfortunate because the smarter a child is, the more they get bored with stuff. I was like that. It's like once, and I'm still like that. Once I master something, I'm ready for the new challenge, and that sounds like what's going on with him. So what you need to do, whatever school you have him in, you need to put him in a different one. You need to put him in one that is going to be tough and it's going to be intellectually challenging for him. And maybe it sounds like some kind of Montessori type school where they have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different activities, and it changes all the time. That sounds like it will be a much better environment for him. Take him to a child psychologist and have him assessed and see what's going on with him. Now, that would be my first step. The number 2 thing is stop buying him all this stuff. Stop paying all this money. You can sign up for lessons and stuff, and you can just rent the stuff. You don't have to buy it. And then you can limit this. Say, look, we're going to try one new thing every 3 months or something like that. So you think about it very carefully what you're going to do, because I'm not going to keep investing all of this money on stuff that you just want to do for 2 weeks and then you don't want to do it anymore. And the main thing that concerns me is this thing where he feels like if he doesn't, it's not, quote, the best, then he wants abandonment, abandon the project. That is an attitude that you definitely need to arrest, like right now. He's showing like no perseverance. He's showing this sociopathic demand that he his idea of himself as being the best at everything, like no one else is as good as him, is what's at stake, is what's at the core of this. And his, he doesn't want to even feel like he's competing with other people. If he can't feel like he's the best at it and lord it over people, then he just bows out altogether. So your son is not learning anything about being determined and persevering and challenges and I don't know, just there's words I'm looking for that I can't think of it right now, but you really need to work on that. And that seems to me like that it's going to be the biggest problem here, because as he goes through life, as he matures and he has that attitude, um, it sets your kids up for depression and failure, because they, instead of just saying, well, I've tried all these things and I'm pretty good at them, I might not have mastered any of them, their idea is, well, I'm not the best, so that means I suck. And so they go into this weird depression. So I would look for you. My first recommendation is that you take him to a child psychologist and have him assessed and make sure that there's no underlying weirdness going on, and then get some suggestions for how to turn this around while he's still 8, 9 years old. Because by the time he reaches his adolescence and the teens, it's going to be too late. So you got like a window of a couple of years now to get this right. And I'm not in Texas. I can't really help you, but I do think a bit more challenging school environment that addresses his need for wide variety and frequent new stimulation and challenges is something you should look at. And then number two, the psychologist, to get this attitude that he has to be the best at everything, or I'm just not going to do it. Then you better get that under check right now. I don't think he has ADHD. That is a catch-all umbrella for kids. It's normal for kids to want to experience and see a lot of different things. So these people put all these labels on it, and then they want to say that there's your kid needs drugs and all this old stuff. That's normal childhood behavior, to want to experience a lot of different things. That's not the problem here. The problem is his attitude about what he's experiencing. That's the issue. Not that he wants to try these different things. The kid is extremely bright. That's what smart kids do. I can't even tell you all the stuff that I did when I was a kid. Always into something new, always trying something new. I mean, oh, luckily my father knew a lot of boosters though. So we didn't have to pay full price for all the stuff that I tried. Some that cost $100, he might pay $10 for it. But when I went off to college, I had a wide collection of stuff in the garage, just like this kid here. But I did tend to stick with it longer, though. So I mastered a lot of different things. But this little boy, he's got to get that attitude to get that. Yeah, that's my medical diagnosis. No underlying weirdness. But yeah, Dad, that's what you need to do. Okay, so do those two things first. I think that'll give you a good map to follow. And if you find out something real interesting, write me back, because I'm nosy. I want to know what the doctors say. Question number 5, female, 21 to 26, out of Santa Clara. I've been dating my boyfriend for a year and a half. He moved into my house after 2 months. What's wrong with you? Saying he wanted to marry me. And to this day, we still have unprotected, you know what? After 6 months, he moved back out because he said he missed his ex. But then he moved all the stuff back in because he said he loved me and wanted to be with me. I found out a few months ago that he had still been hanging out with his ex the whole time and lying to me about it. He swears he never cheated on me with her and that he just wanted to continue the friendship. Many things have happened in this past year. Just an example, I got in an actual fist fight with his ex on a night that he told me he was sick, and I found him hanging out with her. He apologized, and I took him back. And then 2 days later, I went to his house, and she was there again. I left him that night, and 2 hours later, he was calling me, telling me how much he loved me. I stayed with him through all of this, and just a few months ago, he cut all ties with her because I told him that he couldn't be with me as long as she was in his life. I know that she's really gone at this point, and I trust him, so I'm doing everything I can to make this work. Now I do whatever I can to put everything in the past, but he seems like he just wants to keep destroying it. He moved back in with his mother, and I own my own house. Instead of coming to my house and staying over here where we can have some privacy, he sits to stay at his mom's house. It's very uncomfortable for me, and I refuse to do it, but then he'll say that I don't love him. Then he dumped me. He won't return my calls. And then a few days later, he'll call me again. Whew. He knows I'm in love with him, but he treats me like I'm worthless. I feel like he should be proving to me that he loves me, but for some reason he thinks I need to prove something to him. As soon as I open my mouth about how I feel, he tells me that I'm picking a fight, and he hangs up on me and he won't answer his phone or call me back. I sent him a text today, asked him to just tell me that he doesn't love me anymore, and I'll stop trying to fight for our relationship, and he never responded. All I want is for him to be honest with me about how he feels, even if he no longer has feelings for me, so I'm hurt and sad all the time. I guess my question is, why does he keep stringing me along if he's not in love with me? Or if he is in love with me, why does he treat me like this? Please help. I love him, but I'm at the end of my rope. God damn it. He's okay. Men talk with actions, not words. So he's talking with his, he move out, then he go but to other woman, then he move back. And you fell for the words. The actions where he left you for another woman. Is he supposed to be allowed back in your life? The answer to that was no. So you could have ended all of this months ago. But you just want to be a victim. Because you just stay around and you try to say, why is he stringing you along? You're stringing yourself, chick. He's just toying with you and you're not showing yourself the least bit of regard or respect. And what happens with men is when you don't respect yourself, they will just rub your face in it. You think you showing love and all this old stuff, and he just letting him get away with all kind of murder, talk to you crazy, treat you crazy, diss you, disrespect you, stand you up, talk to you all kind of crazy, cheat you with other women, all the stuff that this man is doing is showing you dead right to your face. He don't give a shit about you. Not one iota does he care about you. You are just something to toy with when he's bored. Okay, and you keep on just sticking around. I'm just amazed. And they sit here and write me this letter. They're in the 21 to 26 age group. She owns her own house, so she must be making some bank or she inherited it or something. Because housing down there is expensive. So either she's got some big time tech job, or someone left her, somebody died and it's like a family thing that she inherited. And it could be that. I don't know. But for whatever it is, she owns her own house in Santa Clara, and the houses down there are worth over $1 million. So she's got some assets. She's got something going on for herself. I don't know how she got it, but she has it. And this guy doesn't even care. He has no respect for her at all. Little girl, what you need to do is just block him or change your number. Block him on every possible social media account that you can think of and stop chasing somebody who doesn't want you. He doesn't want you. Once he moved out with that other woman, he didn't want you. Not really, not anymore. Probably never did. He was just did something to do because he was been chasing after her and dealing with her the whole time. That's the woman who has his heart. Okay, you was just something to do. I keep telling you. Look at this realistically. Okay, a person who cares about you doesn't treat you this way. And that's even the thing that so many women have a hard time, just accepting. If a man loves you and respects you and wants to be with you, he would not treat you like this. Everything this man's doing is showing he don't give a shit, not one, about you. And just probably really can't stand you because he just rubbing your nose in it and you just keep coming back like a boomerang. Unbelievable. Let's move on. Question number 5. Oof, I need a swig on that one. She need therapy now. Yeah, he wants the ex. That's who has his heart. That's who he's been chasing after the whole time he's been fooling with her. I'm telling you, let a man move in my house. Well, first of all, nobody would be living in my house after 2 months. But let some man live with me and then move out to go back to his ex. Man, you better think that because now he's living with his mama. So, and the mother's crazy too. What you let him do all of that for and then come and shack up at your house? Get out of here. You are supposed to be a man now. You're not going to live up in here. Question number 5. Oh, wait, that's the one I just did. I forgot to change the page. Now we're on number 6, female 37 to 45 out of the UK. I've been seeing my boyfriend for 11 months. He works part-time, mainly at nights, and gets finished at 9. He only invites me to his place one night a week, usually on a Friday night, as that's his night off. Or when he has a weekend off, I will stay for 2 nights. I feel like at this stage of our relationship, we should be spending more than one night a week together. But the few times I've tried to express this, he says, I have a job. I believe, though, that if you are really into someone, you will make time for them. And I can't understand why we can't spend time together during the week. I love him so much, but during the long absences, I wonder why he does not make more time for me in his life. I do get upset with him because of this, and he says, I carry you in my heart wherever I go. I'm 41 and he's 54. I am so confused. He texts me every day but rarely calls. I'm at a stage where I'm wanting to live with him. That is my main issue. Even though he finishes work at 9, why can't I go over to his place and be waiting when he comes home? I don't understand why he won't give me a key. Only a few times he has suggested I drive over to his place at 9:30 or later when he's home, but this is just too late. When we are together, it is wonderful, but I want more. He keeps telling me that he loves me and we are in a relationship when I get upset with him and vocalize my need for wanting to spend more time together. I don't think it's unreasonable because almost a year into the relationship, I just don't know what I should do. Deb, your advice is appreciated. You should break up. Why do I keep telling you, okay, you want a different kind of relationship than the one he's offering? His boundaries are very rigid and firm. This is it. What you see, this is all you going to get from dude. If this is not meeting your needs for emotional intimacy, for time, for attention, for affection, for anything, it's not meeting your needs. And you know this very well because you've been complaining about it for months. It's not meeting your needs and he's not going to change. He's told you that and his behavior has backed that up. He said the words and his behavior matches his words. So what does that mean? That means that he's told you the truth. This is it. This is all you're going to get. He has a job that's an insurmountable barrier. He's not going to give anything else to this relationship. If this is not what you want, if you're not happy, it's not meeting your needs, the one who is responsible for doing something about that is you. So what you do is you tell him, thank you for the time and the wonderful memories that we've created, but I'm looking for something more. I need something richer and deeper and more with more deeper connection than what you're offering. You're a great guy, but you're just not the great guy for me. And then you hang up your phone and you block him. That's what you do. I don't understand what's all this angst. I mean, the man done told her. You know what I mean? It's not like he's keeping it a secret or playing games with her. He was very straight with her, and she just don't want to accept the fact that that this is all that she gonna get. Lady, if you don't stop this. Okay, let's move on. Question number 7, female 26 to 29 out of Oregon. I've been with my boyfriend for a while now. His son is 16. Honestly, I've never liked this kid. In the beginning, I tried my best to be his friend and whatnot, but just being around this boy irritates me. He's annoying and disrespectful. He used to be around 1 or 2 times a week, but now he's there 4 times a week, which is just unbearable. Out of those days, his dad isn't here 2 days from the 4, so I just stay in the room. And my boyfriend gets mad because he wants me and his son to be friends. I haven't told him I can't stand him. Not even my friends can stand this kid. My boyfriend and I want to have a child, but just the thought that they will share a last name and have a blood tie really makes me think. Even getting married troubles me to take his last name because of the kid. I just like him that much. And in the beginning, it's fine when he's 18. I won't have to see him much, but overhearing him talk about it, he's moving in once he's 18 full time. I'm considering just leaving my boyfriend. And it sucks because when it's just us two, I'm the happiest person alive. But when his kid is around, I'm miserable. I haven't told my boyfriend anything because that's why his last girlfriend, him, didn't work out because she didn't like the son either. And I don't want him to choose between me or the son because I believe family comes first, so I'd rather leave before anything. And it's just a step where I'm miserable and so damn unhappy in this relationship, but I don't know how long it will take before I bust because I've been cracking quite a bit. Oh, just pack your shit and leave. What is the problem? You're only 26 to 29. He's probably too old for you anyway. The kid's 16, so that means he's like 10 to 12 years younger than you. Thanks, Leah. I mean, what are you doing? And you talking about, you don't want him to have to choose. He's not going to choose you. That's why he broke up with the other one. You just all in your own jock right now to even type that crap in here. That man's not going to choose you over his minor child. Are you out of your mind? I mean, for you to even think that shit is crazy. Okay, so this is what you going to do. You going to tell him, look, you don't remember how you and your last girlfriend broke up because she couldn't stand your son? Well, that shit's about to be on repeat because I'm out. Your son annoys the hell out of me. I can't stand him. I don't want to have a child with you. I'm so happy I'm not pregnant, so I can just make a clean getaway. So I will be packing my stuff. I will be getting the fuck on, and assalamu alaikum, deuces, bye, all that. and then you just go. I mean, I don't see why this is a problem. Family, that's gonna be his son for the rest of his and this boy's life. So there's nothing you can do there. You don't like the kid. It's the one who needs to do something about that again is you. Bye. You know. Have you ever been around a 16-year-old boy? They get on your last fucking nerve. Every single one of them I ever met is irritating as hell. And there's a lot of it, you have to, as a parent, uh, get them in check. But even then, it becomes kind of an issue because that's the age where they start the pack is more important to them than family in a lot of instances. I mean, unless you have really gotten in your kid's head well for their prior years, at that stage they can go either way because the pack is takes over their loyalty. It's not to the parents anymore; it's to the pack. And 99% of young men are like that. The other 1% are the ones who's leading the pack. The other 99% are the ones following that leader. So if your son is in a pack with some kids, that's trying to go to college, that's working, that's respectful and all that stuff, then your child will end up being that same way. But if that's not the case with most of them, they want to smoke weed and cut school and just talk to girls all kind of crazy, do violent petty crimes, all kind of stuff. And the boys, their son, even though you taught him better than that, is going to go along with it because that's his pack and he wants their approval. They talk to you crazy, so you end up having to bust them in the mouth, all kinds of stuff. And like my parents, even as much as my both of my parents were there, were raised in a two-parent household. I'm telling my especially my oldest brother. If it were not for my father, instead of him going to Pepperdine and getting his MBA, that boy could have been in San Quentin for life. Is that much? And my dad was right there. And my dad is like the thug of life. Okay, so there's no way everybody can say, well, your dad was corny and he couldn't handle him and all this and all that. Because my brother got mouthy one day and my dad straight punched him in the chest, knocked the wind out of that boy. We thought that boy was dead because took him so long to get a breath. And my father's like, you going to come up to me like you a man? I'm going to treat you like one. He popped him one time. You know what? My brother was straight after that. He didn't mess with my daddy no more. Because he saw, that was one punch. Don't let him have two because you might not get up. And so it taught him a lesson. You manage, but you ain't a man. Not yet. And so you have these boys whose father's not like that, who's gonna want to talk to them and negotiate with them and let them do what they want or not be there at all. Then you're gonna have a son. This teenage boy is going to be a jerk. Even my mother had to pop my brother in the mouth one time. He was talking crazy. And my mother did one of them Bruce Lee backhand mouth bops. She's at the stove cooking, and he was like right here, right, talking shit to her in her ear and stuff. And my mother didn't even look. She just went, "Wah!" and busted him in the mouth. We always make jokes about it now. And even to that, man, blood was everywhere. And my mother was like 5'2". Okay, but she was strong. And so she busted that boy in the mouth. His lip was all kinds of fucked up. Blood was everywhere. And me and my other brothers, we just looking because we didn't want none of that. So we know, we're not going to say nothing. We all made ourselves scarce and let them deal with it. And that's when my dad came home and my brother was, talking all crazy and my dad punched him again. So I understand what she's talking about. Teenage boys, especially 16-year-olds, are jerks. They just think they shit don't stink. They can grow out of it and by, 18, 19, they can be human again. But that 14 to 16, 17 range right there, nah. If I had a son, I tell you, I'd be walking around with wearing him like a shoe because my foot would be so far up his ass. That's what it would look like. I have a son shoe. I'm just telling you. So I understand exactly what she's talking about, and she's in a position where she can't say nothing because it's not her kid. You know. So the best thing you could do is, um, just move on. All right. So let's move to question number 8. Female, 21 to 26, out of Kansas City. My quote boyfriend and I have been together for almost 9 months. I have suffered mental health problems. Yeah, you don't want none of this smoke. See, I come from a family of folks that'll smoke you. It's just, I can't help it. It's just in my blood. So they've been together almost 9 months. She suffered from mental health problems since she was a child, anxiety and depression. I have a history of self harm and attempted suicide, but nothing for over a year. I am really struggling with this lockdown and being on my own. A few nights back, I had my first meltdown in a long time, and I did do some damage to myself, nothing like before. But I was wise enough to call my mother, who calmed me down and talked to me till I was in bed and falling asleep. 21 to 26. Okay. In short, I told my boyfriend the next day, not in exact details, but I kind of just wanted to let him know what happened. I guess being needy, I also wanted a little bit of comfort slash acknowledgement from him over how I have been feeling. The response was, oh, babe, and then he started talking about something else. I really hate being a burden on anyone. I actually do not want him to feel sorry for me, but just be there for me and try to understand slash support me. He does this with everything. It's not all smelling of roses and happy-go-lucky. It's like he shuts down. He hasn't asked me how I am since. I am really struggling with it. Does he not care or what? No. It's not that he doesn't care, but it's like, what is he supposed to do about it? In a shutdown situation, it can't be running over there comforting you every time you feel like you have a problem. I mean, that's what shrinks are for, chick. Get your shit together. You've been having these problems since you were a child. You should have had this under control by now. You leaning on everybody else to control what's your problem instead of on yourself. The only one who can fix you is you. Okay, so you sitting up there looking for all this support and encouragement and all this kind of stuff. He's a young man. That's not his job to be there for you like that. That's what they have shrinks for and parents. Okay, those are the only people obligated to be there for you. He's not your husband. He's just a kid, just like you. A young person, 21 to 26 age group. What you think he knows about dealing with some whack ass woman? You better get yourself on some kind of pills and get yourself straight and just see a shrink. That's what you need to do. And even if you can get one, you can do like the video chats and all that stuff. You trying to put this on him and make him responsible for your mental health and your mental well-being and stuff. That's an unfair and egregious burden for somebody. He's not a mental health professional. He's there to be your boyfriend. And boyfriends at that age are nothing but somebody there for a good time. Okay? He's not your husband. You got some shit all kinds of twisted and trying to put all kind of responsibility and obligation on him. That's not he's not his responsibility. You admit you've been like this since you were a little kid. So why do you think he's supposed to come in with his cape flying and save you now? Just because he's your quote boyfriend. Shh. You too much. He can see that this is going to be a burden that he don't want to be bothered with, and that's why he is like putting some distance. He's still talking to you and stuff. You should be happy. Because if it was me, I'd be like, oh, you crazy bitch, I'm out. I don't want to be bothered with this. You was whack since you was a kid, and you whack now. I'm not interested. I want a normal woman. And see, then your feelings would be hurt. You would be writing me talking about how he was so mean to you. But I'd be like, I'm on his team. If it was my son, would I want him with some crazy ass bitch who's been crazy since she was a kid and having anxiety and depression and cutting herself and all this old shit? No, I would not want that for him. I don't want that bitch in my family. She ain't having no kid, none of my grandkids. She ain't coming to Thanksgiving, so she could be sitting up there under the table, cutting herself under the table and blowing up my tablecloth and all this old shit here. No, no. Get away from her. Unless she want to be cutting on herself and doing the fuck she doing, she going to do it over there somewhere, and you ain't going to be there, and I'll beat your ass if you try to go back over there. That would be me with my son. And, I'd be like, they're grown and all of that, but sometimes, they get crazy, and they need to be, like, supervised. I don't know what the bitch has, but she would be having it by herself without my son, I tell you that. And so that's why, you looking for all the sympathy and stuff from him. I'd be like, that's your mama's job. Go get you some pills like everybody else. Question number 9, female, 21 to 26, out of Los Angeles. I've been seeing this guy for 2 months now, obviously haven't for a while due to COVID. We aren't official boyfriend, girlfriend or anything. We're both in our mid-20s. We still talk at least once a day with the occasional call. Oh, so you're texting. The other day, his elderly grandparent died, who he was close to. They had been sick for a while, but really hard. He can't go be with his family right now because of the travel restrictions. I've obviously sent my condolences, told him I'll be there if he needs me at all, but otherwise I've given him his space. He said he was feeling a little bit better yesterday. He hasn't replied to my messages from last night at all today, which is obviously to be expected given the current situation. Essentially, my question is, do I continue to wait for him to respond or occasionally send a text here and there to check in every few days? Or should I even give him a call tomorrow, the day after, just to say hi? He said he had done nothing really yesterday. So I'm wondering if he wants distraction. I don't know. Any help? Huh. I don't want him to think that I don't care. I want to strike a balance. Well, I mean, you're not boyfriend, girlfriend, and you only met him for 2 months ago, and we've been in the COVID thing for 2 months. So, I mean, how close are you really to this guy? Sounds like it's more in your imagination than anywhere else. Just leave him alone. I wouldn't want somebody I barely knew bother me, talking about, are you all right? No, I'm not all right. What, you want me to say that shit to you every day? No, I'm over here just partying it up. Why do people think that? You bothering folks. Leave them alone. They don't want to have to change gears from their grieving and talk to you and be answering your questions. Well, what happened? Well, how did they die? Well, how old are they? Well, where did they live? And all that kind of stuff, just being nosy. Stay over there in your envelope over there somewhere and leave him alone. When he gets ready to the point where he wants to reach out, he'll do it. If he doesn't, it's not like you are, like you said, like you boyfriend and girl. You're not even close friends. You're nothing to this dude. He barely knows you. Jesus. Yeah, it is. It's a tactic for some fucking attention. Like Diane, I know some people who was into that and every kind of I mean, they use it as a way to get attention and have a bunch of people fluttering around them and worrying about them and stuff while they sit there like a fucking queen bee and sitting up there, oh yeah, if you don't do what I want, I'll cut myself. Bitch, cut yourself till you bleed out. I don't give a fuck. That's me. I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna manipulate me with that. And you gonna be the one all scarred up. What that got to do with me? You want to look like a goddamn knife thrower hit at you? Be my guest. That don't have nothing to do with me. You can't figure out no other kind of way to deal with your problems. You got to resort to that. You are a whack job, and I don't want my kid nowhere around you. That's how I feel. I'm just like the way. And this little girl here trying to bug somebody about their grad. Just leave him alone, okay? If he wants to talk to you, he'll find you. Question number 10. Female 18 to 21 out of San Diego. I met this boy on a dating app 2 weeks ago. And we talk all the time and text, and we have long FaceTime calls. He's very nice. He says he really likes me, and I'm starting to get feelings for him too. However, I'm a little torn on what I should do. His birthday is next week, and he's super excited that it's coming up, but he's sad with what's happening right now in the world. I'm unsure if I should be getting him a gift or whether having it delivered to his address or holding on to it and waiting till I see him. I can see both sides, getting him a gift, but also not getting him a gift. Hopefully, you and the crew can give me some advice. Thank you in advance. Oh, please, that's the oldest game in the world. You know how many dumb women fall for that? Unless you've seen his driver's license and you know for a fact that it's his birthday, I mean, don't even get excited. And definitely you're not sending him nothing. The most he gonna get from you is, oh, happy birthday. That's it. Okay, that's this old pimp game. Oh, my birthday's coming up. Every time he meets a new woman, his birthday is in 2 weeks. And so he collecting all kind of gifts, clothes, shirts, trips, money, gift cards, games for his, PlayStation, all kind of stuff because y'all dumb and you don't even know game. You're not going to be getting that man crap. Do you hear me? Don't you even think about it. Don't you dare. They always got a birthday or they always got somebody who just died. So you can feel sorry for them. So whatever you was about to cuss them out about, they try to, throw up that, oh, I'm grieving. I'm going to a funeral thing. I'm glad the motherfucker dead. Too bad it wasn't you. They don't get that pity from me. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. They're talking about, oh, should I get him a gift? But that's what they depend on. Desperate, lonely women who thinking that they're getting there in establishing a relationship, the start of something. So then they go on and they spend all this money on these dudes that they're not in a relationship with and don't even know, and have no facts about whether his is really is his birthday or not. I wouldn't send his ass shit. The free greeting card costs my time. I'm not doing that. You got to sit there and look at each one. Oh, which one should I send? Oh, what do I want it to say inside? That's time. I'm not giving you that. I'm going to say happy birthday, or I'm going to text it happy birthday, and that's all. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Yeah, she talking about she want to get, shut up, Kenzie B. I'm trying to tell you. These people. Okay, so let's move on. Question number 10. We still got 15 questions to go. I met this boy on a dating app. Oh, another one? Oh, wait, that's the same one. God, I'm tripping. Question number 11. Female 26 to 29 out of Ontario. I've been seeing someone for just over a month. Ontario, BC, not Ontario in the Los Angeles area. I think just over a month, things are going well, and I feel very comfortable around him. He seems nice so far, and I do like him. However, I felt that I gave myself more than I received, gave more than I received so far, and I might have gotten ahead of myself. I think it's wiser to keep my feelings in checks and maybe just slow things down a bit since I don't think he's at the same wavelength as me. That means I'm going to try to cut down communications, be less lovey dovey. I'm a very vocal person, so I like sweet talking and compliments and less touchy feely, just in general things that feel too relationshipy. In no way want to play games. This is just to avoid getting ahead of myself and make sure my feelings don't get all over the place. However, I don't want him to think I'm losing interest either. Normally, I try and date other people, but we are kind of in a gray zone. He told me he doesn't multi date, and I told him I'm not seeing someone else. However, we have not specifically said that we are exclusive. I'm worried that he might think this is implied. I also don't want to hurt his feelings if he does indeed think that we are exclusive. Thoughts? Open your mouth. You just doing too much thinking, assuming, jumping to conclusioning, and all this old stuff. What, you can't talk? What, you mute now? You don't know how to open your mouth and say, hey, I know we both said that we weren't seeing anybody else, but I don't want you to think that, this means that I'm like glomming onto you and that we have a relationship or something because we haven't discussed that. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I think that we should slow things down because I don't want to get my feelings in advance. We can put them in front of something and be inappropriate here. So I'm gonna just kind of rein myself in a little bit. But I just want to make that clear in case that's what you were thinking, that wasn't at all what I had in mind. And until we have a conversation along those lines, then we're just just friends, just kicking it, hanging out, whatever. That's what you say, and then he'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. But y'all just over a month and you all, lovey dovey with somebody in just a month. What's wrong with you? He was doing too much. That's why you need to cut it back. Question number 12, male, 30 to 36 out of the UK. I need some advice. I love how they spell stuff over there. Advice, he says. I'm in a 4-month relationship with a great lady. We're both divorced, but have dated other people since our divorces. We have both talked about previous relationships that we have had. I am not in contact with the previous people I was involved with. I feel that if the relationship is over, it's over. I found out that she's still in contact, texting, email, etc., with several people that she has spent time with in the past. I feel a little bit odd about this. Should I be worried? She says I should not feel threatened, but at the same time, I'm wondering if I'm providing enough emotional support for her. We both love each other, so why would she want to be in contact with her past relationships? Am I just being insecure here? No. You have in mind. See, this is the kind of thing where it becomes an issue of relationship styles. And this is why people have to talk about stuff like this before they just decide that they're going to be together. You have to talk about, okay, if we're a couple, what does that mean? How are we going to construct this relationship? How are we going to behave in it? What are our mutual expectations? This is what I expect. Can you do that? Can you meet it? Are you willing to? And she's going to say the same thing, right? And then if you guys are in full agreement, that's when you decide to move forward. But people don't do that. They be all caught up in the passion, the excitement, the romance, and then they decide they want to be together, and then they come to find out stuff like this and be all had their face all cracked. These are conversations you should have had. When I'm with somebody, I expect that all their exes are in the past. How do you feel about that? Oh no, I like to text and talk to my exes. Well, that's not really what I want to do. So I guess we can't be together. Because I don't like to mix the past with the present. And she would have been like, oh. And then you'd be like, well, it's nice knowing you. And then you could have gone on about your business and found somebody who likes to leave the past in the past like you do. But she want to be mixing the past with the present. See, I'm not down with that either. I'm just not down with that. What you want to keep talking to them for? They was all fucked up. That's why you broke up with them. Now all of a sudden they're your best buddies? What's that about? And this is not jealousy. This is a logical, question. I mean, what is this all about? You just can't let go? You trying to keep the door open? They trying to keep the door open? I mean, what's really going on here? What are we doing here? So you need to have a serious conversation with homegirl, and it's not a matter about feeling threatened. It's about how you guys structure your relationship so that you both feel comfortable and secure. You're not feeling that way because of her choices, and if she, decides that this is a choice that she really wants, then you have to make a decision about what you're gonna do. Ugh, yeah, what you're gonna do about it. So, question number 13, female 26 to 29. We got 25 questions tonight. Sue got her wish. All these long, long column. Long, long, a whole bunch of letters. Okay. Female 26 to 29. Oh, no location given. I got my boyfriend at the age of 18 and he was 23. We've been together for 7 years. 2 years ago, our relationship started to go sour, and I found out he was cheating on me with a woman. Could have been for up to a year. After a huge discussion, I forgave him. However, during our relationship, there have been other red flags. He can't control his finances. He relies on me a lot. Most months, he asks me for money to pay for bills or rent. He's a dusty, ranging from, is this pounds, 50 to 250, and a few times about 1,000 plus. And she put exclamation mark. I have been naive for 7 years straight as I loved him so much and believed I was helping. Dummy. He moved abroad for work in February. I live in the UK still, and he now lives in Boston in the US. He wants me to come live there with him as he will be there for at least one more year and is being very lovey time saying he misses me and hopes I do too. The only issue is since he has been away, I have truly had the time to reflect on our relationship. And add to this, another man has walked into my life who I didn't expect. I enjoy talking to him, and I'm finding myself starting to fall for him. I don't know what to do because I don't know if it's the distance that's making me feel less and less for my partner. On paper, he's a good boyfriend, but in the past, he cheated on me, and this time last year, didn't want our relationship to continue. However, I did. Whereas now I think he really wants our relationship to work, and I'm the one that's unsure. No, he just wants comfort because he's in a way foreign place. He don't know nobody. Don't do it. Don't ever change your location and change your whole life like that for a boyfriend. Don't ever, ever do that. If you're not married to a man, you stay where you are. Now what happens? You go all the way to the U.S., spend all your money, give up your job, give up your friends, give up your place, and you get over there and he decides, oh, well, I thought I wanted to be with you, but I really don't. And then what you gonna do? You stay your behind in the UK where you are, and you let this go and tell him, I'm sorry. Since you've been gone, I've had time to reassess our relationship. I realize you kept your hand in my pocket. You are irresponsible and silly, and you cheat. I don't want you for my boyfriend anymore. I finally wised up. Have fun while you in the U.S. Bye. And then change your phone number so he can't call you. Yeah. And he getting all that money from you. I'm telling you, you can't get a quarter from me. I'm just not doing it. Not for a man, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I heard a whole bunch of issues, a whole bunch of red flags, and she's like, she's delusional. But, sound like she's kind of trying to wake up. All right. Question number 14. This is from a female 26 to 29. Oh, in South Korea. Probably an American living in South Korea. I went on a date with someone with whom, after years of a bad breakup, he still talks about her and how he should have married her. But she walked out on the relationship. And he chased her around for a whole week. And after calling her and not getting explanations, he finally connected. She said, I don't want the relationship and nothing more. I understand how important she was in his life, but he spoke of her right after we were intimate. I respect the feelings of others, but do for me, something. That can kill a moment, but there's a time and a place for everything, and that was bad timing. Apparently, carrying the torch after many years still. What do you think? Excuse my English, please. Okay, yeah, okay. She's not American living in Korean because some of this, I don't know what she was trying to say. Um, Girlfriend, let me just say this. First of all, I know you must be new to my channel because I say this all the time. If you're with a man and he's talking about a bitch, that means he's thinking about that bitch. That means he's not thinking about you. How he gonna be in the bed with you after just having had, fun times on the mattress with you, and out of his mouth pops some conversation about another bitch? Where they do that at? I just don't even understand why he's still breathing. Okay. You're just a very, very nice person. That is so utterly disrespectful, such a crusty, dusty behavior, showing marked lack of respect for you and anything else. And I hope you understand what this means. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. He is just using you for whatever relief he's getting while he's still focused on this other chick. Recognize what time it is and get this fool out of your life. Don't you dare sleep with him again. Don't even talk to him again. Move him along. He's not for you. That's not for you. It's not. Okay? You say you went on a date, but how did you end up being intimate? But you slept with dude on the first date? What's going on here? I'm confused. But whatever happened, just let that be the end of it, okay? Question number 15, female, 30 to 36, out of the UK. Our next door neighbor moved in about 4 months ago, and my husband and I never saw her until recently. She was sitting in her garden, and my husband had come in after putting the wash out to say he saw her. She is blonde, in her 40s, and seems to live by herself. I do not want to bother with her at all, as I have never really bothered with neighbors after living next to quite a few who were not nice. My husband said he would say hello to her if he sees her, but he's not interested in talking. Deb, I feel anxiety because I feel my husband will find her attractive and will speak to her if she's around. And because he's a salesman, he has the gift of gab. I feel this way because he has been on dating sites in the past, and I found out last year 10 dating sites in history on his phone. He said he did not go on them, and they were just pop ups when you go on the sites, and he wants me and no one else. I want to believe him, but after seeing the dating sites, I feel insecure. We have been on holiday, and he stared at a woman right in front of me, and we went out together, and it hurt so bad. I know there's nothing wrong in looking, but I feel he fancies them, and I feel I'm not good enough. I am blonde too, and I try to make the most of how I look, but no matter what I do, I know he will keep looking and not worry about what it does to me. He knows I suffer with anxiety, and we have been to marriage counseling on and off for years. The marriage counselor said I will push him away and maybe to another woman if I carry on thinking he is always cheating and lying to me. I have asked him for divorce many times after seeing the dating sites, but deep down I don't really want one, and neither does he, but it's my anxiety with him. Also, he has been on P sites for years, and I told him to stop, but he never did. He says he had, but he lied to me, and it hurts as though he looked at all these women when he is me, as I feel like I'm not enough for him, and I told him I don't think I am. Now thinking that this neighbor's next door is getting me down, and my husband is nice looking but a little overweight, and he's gone gray, but it's causing tension between us, and I'm waking up thinking that she will be sitting outside and it's nice weather, my husband will go out and they will start talking. Please advise me, what would anyone else do? Get a divorce. That's what. I don't understand what the problem is here. The man done cheated on you. The man jumps on, these dating sites. What you think he's doing? He's a salesman. Don't you think that he has like the time to go and make these things a reality? You don't have those in your history if they're pop-ups. The only way that they're in your history is if you click the link. Okay, then it becomes part of your history. You have to actually go on the site. An ad is not part of your history. It might show up as a cookie, but it's not going to be part of your web page browser history unless you click the link. So obviously you don't know that, and so you fell for his rhetoric, but he went on those sites. He also goes on those P sites. So he's looking for something. That's not you. You know that, but you don't want to accept it because it'll be too hurtful. He stares at other women right in your face. I don't know what else you need to see that this man is not, he's no. This ain't husband material. This guy's a joke. And the more you stay with him, the more you're going to be hurting. All I hear in this letter is one hurt after another that you're doing. The damage is to your self-esteem, the damage to your confidence, the damage to how you feel about yourself because of how he treats you and talks to you and dismisses you and does all these nasty, dirty things behind your back and lies to your face about it. This is not a marriage. I don't know what you call this. I don't know what this is. And I don't understand why you didn't want a divorce. Because that would have been the first, that man, I would have been at the first attorney's office at the door opened, getting rid of this fool. So nothing he did would have been a bother to me because I wouldn't have cared. So you have to just think about what you want to do with yourself. You already suffer from anxiety, and you guys have spent years in a marriage counseling, and it's still jacked up. Doesn't that tell you that this is not salvageable? He's going to keep doing what he wants to do because he's a narc. And you just being the codependent, sitting up there just taking it and writing to me about it. Get rid of his ass. That's what you need to do. That's the only way you're going to get rid of your anxiety and everything else that's bothering you is when you get rid of him. Yeah. She just, yeah, I think you're right too, Sue. Nope, not today, B. You want to sit, Lady Boss has the link. We have a shortened link for the advice column, the advice submission form. These questions were already sent in. But Lady Boss, can you put the link in there so she can submit her question? And then you send that in, and then it may be in next week's column. Question number 16, male, 30 to 36 from Washington, D.C. My ex broke up with me a year ago. She got with this guy about 2 weeks later and moved in with him a few months after that. I told her she was making a mistake because the guy had told her lies and deceived her, said bad things about her to me, and been completely abusive towards me. She kept in contact with me while, on the other hand, telling me that I shouldn't contact her again, but then contacting me. I stopped all contact with her last summer, but she got in contact with me via a fake Facebook profile in September, saying she missed me and that she just wanted to see if I was okay. We chatted back and forth and started to escalate into December when I started to wonder what was going on. She was adding friends of mine to her fake profile. When it came to Christmas, we emailed each other a few times that day, and then I've heard nothing until January 2nd when she emailed to say that her New Year's was utter shit. I asked her why, and she told me that she'd been shouted at all night very loudly. I again asked why, and she said it was patheticness and to never mind. So I said, okay, and deleted her from my friends list, thinking that she's just playing games. Then she starts emailing me asking why I deleted her. So I said it'd been nearly a year since we'd seen each other, and I didn't see that changing, and did she? And she says, I honestly don't know. So I said, well, that's not helpful. Can you see where I'm coming from? And she says, kinda. I guess it's your choice at the end of the day. So then I said, well, the way I see it, you want me in your life, but only so far. You want to tell me stuff, but it's too much. I feel like a bad habit that you don't want anyone to know about. And she said, I see your point. I guess I'm trying to selfishly hold on to something that I've lost, maybe in vain. So I asked, well, what are you trying to hold on to? And she says, my friend. And I said, well, you have a new best friend now. I'm reading this. This is what he wrote. I saw this goddamn drama. Okay. Who does this? What man does this? Okay. This is mangina-ish, dude. You doing too much. Okay. Okay, so a week and a half later, she finally emails him to say, you were right, I made a huge mistake, I just wanted you to know. So my mind is spinning, and I asked her what she meant, and no answer. So I asked her again, and eventually she replies with a response to a humorous remark I made to keep things light, but not answer my question. So I asked her again what the huge mistake was that she made, and she said, never mind, I was out of order, venting in your direction. I hope you're okay, take care. What do you think is going on? She's trying to play you. She's trying to set up what I call a pre-bound. This is a pre-bound. It's somebody that you can bound to that you set up before you actually break up the other one. If you actually break up first and then you get with somebody to get over the other person, that's called a rebound. But if you set it up so that you have somebody to bounce to from it, Deb calls that a pre-bound. Okay, so it's a pre-bound. You're going to be her pre-bound if you fall for this game that she's trying to run. What you should have done was not only blocked her on social media, Facebook, whatever you blocked her on, you should block her on your phone as well so she cannot text you and she cannot call you. But the fact that you keep that line open, the communication open, and then want to know, well, what would you make mistake? You know, that's your ego. She's playing you. She's playing you and she's good at it. And you're simple. Okay, so you fall for this little bullshit game. So Nancy, now she made a huge mistake. So the next thing she's gonna come back is, oh my God, oh my God, I should have never broke up with you. What was I thinking? I was so wrong. Will you take me back? I'm so sorry. I just don't know what happened. I lost my mind. I still love you though. I just didn't realize it. It took me going through all of this. Thanks, B. And so, oh, you're happy now? Yay. That's good. That's good to hear. That's what's about to happen to you, sir. You about to get played like a violin. So that's the set. She's setting you up now to be her pre-bound. Don't fall for it. I don't know why people don't see these games. This is so old. These are so easy. As you know, they used to have this show, this segment right on the Carol Burnett show called "As the Stomach Turns," and I started thinking that's what this sounds like. These people be making my stomach turn. Question number 17, female 26 to 29 out of Baltimore. Oh my God. Here we go with some major dust because you know when I'm telling you, whenever it's from Baltimore, it's always some major, major dust storm coming. So this man approached me online and we got to talking. He showed genuine interest and told me that our signs match too. Random to do, he's a Taurus and I'm a Capricorn. And he wants to meet up, which I agreed to. So, Deb, here goes. Oh my God, she tells me a day play by play. Saturday, day one. I text him an hour before meeting to see if he's still available. He does not respond and rings me 40 minutes after we're supposed to have met to tell me he just finished work and he wants to rearrange the date. I was deeply offended, so I cut him off. And after a week, he contacted me to ask why I stopped responding to him. And he says if I give him a chance, then I would have known that he's not here to waste my time. So I felt bad and hasty, and therefore I started responding and talking again. And then he asked several times if we could rearrange, and I agreed. The following Saturday, which he also confirmed the night before. Okay, so that was Saturday one. So here's Saturday two. He messages me all morning, but there's no conversation meeting up. And when I asked later what happened, he said I didn't initiate it. So then he asked to arrange for the following Saturday and to let him know if I'm available. I said okay, and then we didn't talk for a few days. I texted him to see if he's okay, and he said wants to meet up on Saturday. He said yes, he does, and I left it at that. Later, we started exchanging texts, and I asked if he wanted to talk on the phone, and I received no response at all. Even the next day, zero apologies. Now, in a normal situation, I think he's not interested. But then why instinctively respond to me and make warm compliments too? Is this guy just a waste of space? I don't think it's a wise idea to see him, but now am I overthinking this? Girl, you did the right thing and then you second guessed yourself. Okay, he was a dusty. He is a dusty with another woman. Talking about he got off of work. He just got off of work. That is a weak ass excuse. Like you didn't know you was had to go to work when you made the date. Like you didn't know you was at work and you couldn't have texted and say, I'm pulling some extra overtime or something. I'm not gonna be able to make it today. You couldn't do that. You had to wait until 40 minutes after to sneak away from your woman when you finally had time to break away to send a text talking about I was at work. That's what that was. And you did the right thing to block him and all of that, but then you relented and you second guessed yourself. You didn't trust yourself to protect yourself, and you listened to his dusty ass instead of doing what you were supposed to do, which was block him. Okay, so that's why all the rest of this drama that you went through, you could have avoided all of that by just adhering to your boundaries and doing what you were supposed to do. But you didn't do it. Who knows? Probably because she's just lonely and don't have nothing else to do. So, just like, and calling and ask a guy if he's still gonna meet. Who does that? Why would you assume that he's not gonna show up? Are men that dusty in Baltimore? The answer to that is probably yes. I don't know. I cannot see handling yourself like this. Okay. This is somebody who he's trying to cheat and he can't get his timing right. That's all this is. So whoever his woman is got wind of it and she tied his ass up so he couldn't make his getaway. And that's what happened. That's why you didn't hear from him because he was busy. He didn't have no free time and opportunity to get away to tell you nothing. That's what that is. Nerd Sue, girl, I'm telling you, all you got to do is if you start feeling lonely, like you need a relationship, watch some of these What the Fuck Tuesday videos. You will drop to your knees and say, thank you, Buddha, Jesus, Allah, God, Mother Mary, everybody, that you don't have no kind of knucklehead relationship like these chicks have. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You'll be like, oh, thank you, everybody, all y'all. Just thank you, thank you, thank you for sparing me this drama. So, that's don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, let's move on. Waste of space, waste of time, waste of air. We're on question number 18 of 25. Oh my God. I'm almost out of wine. What shall I do? I don't know, Raven. She just having a moment. I don't know. Female 18 to 21 out of Chattanooga. Isn't that in Tennessee? Me and my boyfriend have been dating for 2 years and it's getting serious. We talked about marriage and have picked out wedding colors. Me and his mom have gotten along up until about a month ago when she found out that my daughter has been calling him daddy. It's not his kid. Also, she doesn't say that's the reason why. Since then, she has been dragging my name through the dirt and has been very crazy. I'm not allowed, ooh, ALOUD, over there anymore because he pays the majority of the bills. He moved home because his dad is disabled and has been helping take care of the dad as well as help take care of the bills. She's gotten to the point where she gets in the way of our plans, and I haven't really been able to spend any time with him. All they do is argue and fight about our relationship. The last 2 days of fighting has gotten worse, and now we barely talk. I got to FaceTime him for 30 minutes yesterday, and not even a full 3 minutes today, although we had plans. I still didn't get to see him. When we did talk yesterday, he said he wasn't sure what it is that he should do, but he wasn't going anywhere because he pays the bills in that house. His mom tried to kick him out. Should I be worried? Are we over? I'm scared for our relationship. Well, I'm going to tell you this. This is a battle you can't win. Can't win this. He's paying the bills over there. Those are his parents. He feels obligated to take care of them, especially since his dad is sick. Now, there are social programs. I don't know what's going on in Chattanooga, but, there's federal and state and county programs for people who are sick and disabled to get help, to get people to come in and help clean, um, food, all kinds of stuff. Drivers for medical appointments and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll have a nurse come in, a public health nurse will come in and, do visits like for people who have diabetes or whatever. So there's options there that your boyfriend needs to step up and take a look at. Um, but as long as he feels obligated to take care of his parents, which as a, righteous young man, he probably should, he's not gonna, that's gonna be, they take priority over you and your daughter. I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear that, but that's just the way it is. So the best thing you could do if you want to save your relationship is to figure out what you can do to help him. And I know that's a struggle because the way the mother's acting, she sees you as a threat. You and your daughter are a threat to her control over her son and his money. But it would be easier, like I said, if you or the boyfriend investigated what options would be available with government assistance to alleviate some of that burden, that financial burden off your boyfriend, as well as the burden of taking care of them. So if that were you, I would make a call to social service, tell them the situation, and ask what programs are available to help him. And then you can, present them to him. But you do the legwork and figure out what can be done about it. Because otherwise, you're going to lose your dude to his mama. And it's the kind of thing you can't win on that because that's the woman who gave him birth, gave him life. That man, too. So the only way you can do is get him some help that'll alleviate the burden and free up some of his time and some of his money. But other than that, trying to fight with him about it and argue and tell him no and this and that, that's not gonna work. That's not the approach to take. You got to take the approach where honey, I'm trying to help you, and these are some ways I found that could do it because I know there's a lot of burden on you, and I want to do what I can to help you. Okay, then he'll be receptive. You start talking about, yes, not your, you're not shit. He's gonna dig in his heels, and your relationship is gonna be over. So you better put your grown woman on. Your feminine wiles better start to work, and you got to figure out how to turn this around to us in your favor, and ease that mama on out the situation in a very nice way. So it looks like you give a shit about that bitch, but you really don't. You doing it for him. But I mean, she'll benefit too. But you know what I mean. Question number 19, female, 26 to 29 out of Leeds. I'm in a bit of an upsetting situation today. Let me start from the beginning. No. Oh, okay, it's not too long. I've been with my husband for 8 years, married for 5. He's 31, I'm 28. We have a 3-year-old. I would say that we're generally happy, although he has PTSD and anxiety/depression, and we have had to work through multiple issues stemming from that. Okay, let me stop right here. You have a man who's got the stupid motherfucker gene and you had a baby by him. What is wrong with you? See, this is what I'm talking about. You know the man is whack job, crazy, got all kind of different issues, and you gonna have a child by him. Don't you know that your kid's gonna be fucked up too? You just kind of doomed your little daughter to have to deal with depression and anxiety in her life because that shit is genetic. It's genetic. If you run into somebody who has those problems, you don't have children with them. You don't do that. You can love them, be in a relationship and stuff. I'm like that. I mean, that's fine. But you don't pass that along to your kids. Just like if you know somebody's got schizophrenia, they have, what all these other different kind of things going on, spina bifida, whatever. It's kind of stuff they have, Down syndrome. All these things are genetic. Okay, and you see the shit, you can look right there and see it. Why would you have a child that's going to have that problem? What are you doing? All these different learning disabilities and stuff, these people have, autism and all that old shit. All that shit's genetic. You don't have babies with people that have those issues. They're probably very nice people, but you don't have a child with them unless you want your child to have a risk of having that as well. Why would you do that to your kid on purpose? So let me go back to this PTSD and anxiety. Oof. He tends to be very untrusting of basically everyone and maybe even borderline paranoid. I've never betrayed his trust or given him a reason to doubt me. I do not have passwords on my devices. We have access to each other's bank accounts, etc. This morning, though, I found that my husband had secretly bought and installed a tracking device on my vehicle. He did this months ago. I know this because I had gone out this morning while he was sleeping. He sleeps late and I get up early to go get coffee. I had an intense craving for a certain restaurant in the town next to ours. I'm pregnant and decided to take out on a whim. I embarrassingly drove 30 minutes one way for this biscuit. Ha ha ha. When I got home, my husband asked where I had been, and I didn't tell him I drove all the way for a biscuit just as I went out for a drive and to get coffee. I wasn't maliciously lying. I guess I just felt silly for driving all that way for a biscuit. He immediately starts interrogating me and accusing me, and then he tells me exactly where I had driven this morning. Interesting. I feel really betrayed. He ultimately said it's for my safety, and he didn't tell me because he knows I wouldn't like the idea. I obviously thinks that's ridiculous. I even suggested we both download Life 360 months ago so if this were really for safety purposes, that would have been the opportunity. We ended up in a huge fight in which he insisted he didn't do anything wrong. I was the one that lied, and I'm turning it all around on him. I don't really know how to move forward from this. It feels like a huge breach of trust and honesty. What else has he been watching? Is my phone being tracked? My computer? I'm just really upset. Well, what you gonna do? You pregnant. That's your husband, and he's crazy. You knew he was crazy, and yet you had another pregnancy with a crazy fucker. What you do that for? See what I mean? Women, you don't be thinking. You don't be thinking. And then you find yourself in a situation where crazy men act crazy. That's what they do. Like snakes rattle their tail and bite and stuff and slither around. That's what snakes do. So if you thinking that a crazy man is not going to do some crazy shit, and I'm wondering, like, what is wrong with you? That you thought that he was crazy as a Betsy bug, but suddenly you was going to escape the crazy? Why did you think that? So what's happening right now? Oh, this is just the beginning, honey. This is just the beginning. And I'm sure if you took your phone to some kind of tech, you would find some kind of spyware program loaded on it, on your computer as well. This is what's going on. He's going to be tracking your every move and guilt tripping you about trying to go everywhere. So, it's too late now, though. You married to him. The only thing you could do is get a divorce. But again, you're going to have two small kids. And so you're going to have to be, dealing with dude for, 15, 18 years till they're grown. You trapped yourself. Witness protection. Yeah. He's crazy. And then these dudes, want to be, and then he's looking on his phone and watch where you go and stuff. So it's like you have no privacy. You're just like prey or something. That would just really mess me up. I would get a divorce. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was pregnant. I'd probably fling myself down some stairs or something. Like, well, I'm pregnant now, but I won't be in 10 minutes, motherfucker. Mm-mm. Girl, you done fucked up way up. That's what I'm telling you guys. Take your time when you start dating these dudes. Look at their family members. People crazy, right? They start telling you about the crazy. I dated this dude that told me that his sister and his son had schizophrenia. Guess what happened? 10 minutes later, we was broke up. You know why? Because I didn't want his schizophrenic son to do anything to my little girl. Because then I would be in prison. And everybody who tried to keep me from getting to that boy would be dead. You're not gonna hurt my daughter. So I could see a potential for some problems. Just thought that it might maybe possibly happen because the kid is a whack job and they would be trying to say, well, he's not guilty because reason of insanity. No, 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 no. So what I did, I'm looking into my future and I'm seeing me behind bars in some women's prison in California for the rest of my life, behind this man and his raggedy ass, retarded, crazy ass schizo son. So I decided that that was a move I didn't need to make, and I broke up with him. As soon as he finished telling me that story, we was over. That was it. And he told me I was being a bit much. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Because you take your crazy son and your whack ass sister and the genes that you probably have too. You just ain't said nothing. Because your son, your sister don't have shit to do with your son. That's some shit that came through you. And your whole family is crazy as a Betsy bug, and you not being around my little girl. That's not going to happen. No. Not happening. Get out. And that was that. I'm telling you, that be like, anything that had to do with my daughter, girl, I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you, anything that I thought was a threat to her, anything, I eliminated it immediately. I didn't, it couldn't even hurt my feelings because my feelings, my heart, my obligation, my responsibility, my number one priority was that little girl who already lost her daddy. All she had left was me. I took that responsibility to protect her and raise her up and give her the best opportunities that the both of us would have given her were he alive. I took that shit very seriously. I did my best. Shit, I was tired. Whew, I was so tired most of the time. But, in a situation like that, there's no way, it was not even a question. That I didn't even hesitate to know when I'm sitting there listening to the story, I was already plotting how this was over. He just didn't know it. He thinking being revealing and telling me something important. But I'm like, oh no, 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 no. We're so out of here. We're out of this. And then one day, honey, I came home one day, right? I picked her up, right? She was like 11. Little gangly, because she's tall. You're taller than me. Gangly, with, pigtails in her hair with bows and stuff. Her Catholic school uniform on. Flat chested, just a little girl. We're in the mailbox downstairs, these condos and stuff. I'm downstairs, then you go up the elevator to your place and stuff. We lived on the third floor. So what they had done, though, somebody new had bought the building, and so they had made the first two floors Section 8. I'm not saying that Section 8 people are all awful, but a lot of them have a different attitude about nice property and stuff because they don't own it. They've never been property owners, and so they just have a weird attitude. Not all, but unfortunately in Oakland, most. So I'm sitting there going through my mail. You know how you go through it and, looking for throwing out the junk mail and all this stuff, right? These two weed smoking, prison braided hair, pants sagging, Dusties comes in the door that somebody had propped open. We had a security door. You supposed to like go on the intercom and find out who it is and then buzz them in, right? So they had propped the door open. So the two Dusties just walk in. They stop at the lot, in the thing. And my daughter, she bouncing around and stuff because I'm going through the mail. But I noticed them stop, right? So I turned, I was looking at them like with the side eye, like their energy was weird. And I always keep my stun gun in my pocket ready to fire. And so I'm looking at, so I put the mail in this hand and I put my, I'm getting my shit ready because I need to tap a motherfucker. What's about to happen here? Because it was two of them and it was only one of me and I got to protect my daughter. And so I'm looking at them, right? And they stand, I'm telling you guys, this is how they were looking at her. She's a baby. She's 11. She's a kid. And they were looking at her like, so I turned around and said, look, motherfuckers, she's a baby. Okay, what you doing looking at her like that? Go on upstairs where you supposed to be going. Leave her alone. We're not having this. Oh, come on, Ma. Listen to something about Ma. And I'm thinking, ooh, make a move in this direction so I can fry your ass. Had them little twisty braids you have sticking straight up in the air when I light your ass up. But they went on upstairs, and that was the moment that I decided that we were moving. We were leaving Oakland. I went upstairs and I started looking for a place to move. We moved in 2 weeks. We were out of Oakland and I moved to where the white folks are. Got a nice condo, 2 stories, little patio, parking for 2 cars. We was out. I put her in this like really top-notch school and we left. That's what I'm telling y'all. You got to keep your money straight. That you can make moves like that. Keep your credit up and keep your money in your bank account. Don't be buying all these expensive ass purses and shoes and putting your kids in designer clothes and stuff they're gonna grow out of. Get that shit in Macy's and J.C. Penney's and Penny's and Mervyn's and all these stores like that, Sears and whatnot. Don't be buying and wasting money on kids' clothes. Save your money in case you need to do what I had to do and make a move. So I had the $6,000 it took to go and get a mover and to pay first, last, all of those stuff. I had the money in my bank account. 2 weeks later, we was out of Oakland and have not been back. So that's what I'm saying. I could see it because the way I was working, that's when I was working as a trainer. There was some time when she would have to come home by herself. Not a lot, but there were occasions. But that day, I told my boss, I'm like, I can only work during the mornings because that's when my daughter's in school, when I need to be able to drop her off and pick her up until we're out of Oakland. I told him what happened. He was like, oh, my God, because he had 4 kids. His wife didn't work, so he didn't have to worry about that. But that's why I moved out of Oakland. That is the sole reason that we left here. I felt like my daughter's safety was at risk. At high risk. Like, like predators were going to be after her if I didn't get her out of there. And so that's what we did. Okay. So you guys, that's my story. And that's why I tell you, like, well, you don't want me to have nice things. I want you to have nice things. I do. But I want you to be able to make some moves if you need to make them. Okay, they ain't shit. They burn up in fires, people steal and break your house, all kind of stuff. Things don't mean a goddamn thing. Your kids is your wealth. Keep that in mind. You got to be able to make moves for your kids. That's it. I tell you, if there was anything, I would do anything to make sure that my daughter did not have to suffer no bullshit from these dusty ass fools. Ooh, that slimy look. Ooh, still gives me the creeps. If I hadn't seen it with my own 2 eyes, you know what I mean, I would not have believed it. But I sat there and watched them look at her like that, and that was just some scary stuff. Okay, let me get out of my feelings. Let's move on. Question number 20 of 25. Male, 18 to 21, out of Boston. I'm in college. I knew her as a freshman, and I really wanted to get a better chance to meet her, but I didn't get until after she got a boyfriend. I really like her, but it hurts too much to hang out with her because of it. So I've been trying to avoid her calls or not answering her calls and coming up with excuses. I've told her to her face 5 times that I won't do things with her since she has a boyfriend, but she keeps on calling me. Recently, she even got her boyfriend to confront me and say, hey, I'm okay with you hanging out with my girlfriend. Am I doing the right thing? I don't think I have a choice. And she needs to realize you always have a choice. And if this gets to be too much, go to your school counselor and tell them that you have some people who are harassing you and trying to get you to be involved with them in a way that you don't want to be involved, and you feel like your safety might be in question because now the boyfriend's telling you to do stuff with this girl and you don't want anything to do with her. Don't want nothing to do with her. I want you, before you do that though, to block her on your phone. Okay, there should be no reason why she should be able to call you. Why does she even have your number? Block her. Block her email. Block her on social media. Do everything you can to put distance between you so that when you go and report her to the school, you can show them, look, I've blocked her, this and that. I don't want anything to do with this girl, but she keeps harassing me, and now she's even got her boyfriend harassing me. You need to intervene and get them to stop and leave me alone. That's how you handle that. As long as you're in school, and you're at school, you're a student there, they're obligated to put some protections in place for you, just like they would if you were a girl. They probably actually do better since you're a male than they do when it's a girl, because they don't really do shit when it's women. Question number 21, male, 30 to 36 in the UK. Hey, Deb, I'm new to the channel and could do with some impartial advice. I found out last weekend that my partner and I have been with a year had a stripper. She went away with friends and rented a house, and they ordered one to the house when they had a party. I only found out when she accidentally flicked past a pic of the guy with his arse out on her phone. This has driven me nuts and I have ended it. I find it strange as this sort of thing doesn't seem to bother most guys, and it makes me jealous as hell. What are your thoughts, please? Am I being a jealous Rick with a P in front of it? Yes, you're being very insecure. Okay, first of all, realize that there's half the planet is filled with men. Oh, who knew? I thought you were the only man. But it turns out there's millions of them. And it turns out that since your girl has vision and two good eyes, chances are, as shocking as this can be, as novel as this concept is, she's going to be looking at them. Oh my God. This dude, come on now. For real? Did she sleep with the dude? I mean, what is you tripping about? So what? There was some guys there. You know what? You're supposed to laugh and say, well, did you have a good time? Well, what moves did he have that I don't have? And then you're supposed to jump up and do your little dance and say, look, babe, I could do that too. And have fun with it. Instead, you act like an insecure dweeb and you broke up the relationship over that. You're supposed to get in the mirror and look at your and say, well, look at my booty. I mean, wait, don't I have a better one than his? And even if she said no, you say so. But you guess who you here with though? Nah. Okay, you don't have no kind of confidence at all. No kind of game, but mainly no confidence. This could have been something that could have been fun. Okay, you could have gone up there and done your little raggedy dance, and she, had her throw some dollars at you or something, and y'all could have had fun with this. But no, instead you lose your whole relationship and go crazy about somebody enjoying their life. But you wanted to wear like warm clothes and look like, one of them people that one of them Mormon camps or something, turtleneck up to here and dressed down to their ankles and boots and long gloves and stuff so them no skin show. Do you want in a burqa? I mean, what? What are you trying to say here? You doing the most. So it's probably good that you two broke up because you crazy. Yeah, and the answer to your question is yes, you are being a jealous P-Rick. I don't know, I went to a couple of, stripper things. My cousin, the one, that we do the videos with, she used to, she had a business and she would put on these shows, right? And so I went to those and, the dudes was like, they were very creative and fascinating, great bodies and all that stuff. But, it's just something about it that just doesn't do anything for me. I'm just not that, them women be up there hooping and hollering, ooh, she made so much money. But it's like, it just never has been my thing. And I went to this nightclub one time and they had, they have the women coming free. They had these strippers, right? I forgot what the name of that place was in San Mateo. And I went to this place, and this guy gonna come over to my table. You know how they want to crawl over to you and try to get you to. I just said, go, don't. And so he made a U-turn. And he went over because I'm like, I don't want you pawing on me and dripping your sweat on me and stuff, and I don't want to smell you. I don't want nothing. Get away from me. That's what I'm just not into that. If you ain't my man and I can't do what I want to do with you, then don't be playing with me. I'm not down like that. That's not interesting to me at all. So that's not my thing, but I do know a lot of women who love it. And yeah, the shows them dudes put on was just like, who would think to do some stuff like that? But they had some fascinating props, and they were strong as hell. They'd be picking up them big girls and flinging them around like they were like paperweights, little paper clips or something. I was like, well, damn, don't touch me because I might go flying out the window or something. That's what I was really working out and stuff. I was not half the size I am now, so that would have been a problem. So let's move on. Question 22 of 25. We're nearing the end. Female, 21 to 26, out of Los Angeles. I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 months. I'm above average in looks and in what I wear. My style is classy, not overtly sexual. My boyfriend comments on what appeared to me to be petty and a matter of opinion. One day he said my lipstick looked clownish and I should wear a lighter shade. I totally disagreed, and of course I kept wearing it. Another time I did a touch-up color to my hair and he pointed out, oh, there's a strand that's all dark. So I missed a spot. How petty. Once he also pointed out a hard pimple on my face and concentrated on it. Another time he said, your hair doesn't look very nice. I thought it was fine, a more Cutley style. Cutie? I don't know what she means. Honestly, I think it's very superficial to bring these up regularly. It's not my appearance, it's a habit of mine. Like, I don't know anyone else who carries tea bags in their purse. What the fuck? I don't think he respects me at all. Or am I being too sensitive? Dump this idiot. He's into this thing where he's trying to break you down. This is an emotionally abusive little fucktard. Get rid of him. Okay, nobody should be picking on you, and this kind of thing. See, again, you only been able to do for 3 months. He's already showing his ass like this. Get rid of him before you become like, oh, I'm in love, or you want to get pregnant or some stuff. Don't do it. He's an idiot. Okay, so he comments on what your lipstick is like, motherfucker. When you start wearing lipstick, so you know so damn much about it. Shut up. If I want your opinion about my lipstick, I'll give it to you. Until then, you shut up. You don't say shit about my makeup. Fat ass. He wouldn't want to know. I would talk about him so bad. Then he wanted to talk about your hair. The strand is all dark, so you missed the spot. Okay, so what? What's that got to do with you? The spot I missed was the spot where I should have went and instead of getting with you. That's the spot I missed. And he concentrated on a pimple on your face, and so he just wants to point out all your flaws and things. This is a straight narc. Okay, he just trying to break you down. You need to get rid of this fool. Somebody else who carries tea bags. So a bunch of ghetto bitches, they have roaches and shit in their purses instead of tea. What you tell? You should keep that a secret and not tell people that you only know ignorant people with no class. Yeah, just get rid of him. Because even all of that, having to cap back at him and stuff and tell him about himself, that's energy. I mean, to me, I could do that stuff in my sleep. But for most women, they're going to have to, like, really think about it, and they're going to get upset, and they're going to be all in their emotions, and it's going to be a problem. I could just fire off them caps and stuff, like I said, in my sleep, and I don't really give a shit. I'm not emotionally invested in tearing down a man who tries to tear me down. It just comes out like naturally. I don't even have to think about it. But unless you're like me, that's going to cause you some angst, and you're going to be feeling bad. It's my boyfriend. I shouldn't talk to him like that. Why is he saying that to me? Oh, and you get all worked up about it. I don't get worked up. Thanks, Marie. I just like, whatever. You going to talk crazy to me. Let me show you how to do it, because you're not good at it. Question number 23, female, 21 to 26, out of Charleston, West Virginia. When me and my boyfriend have an argument, even if it's because of something that's not major, he gives me the silent treatment. Sometimes this could go on for a couple of days. He does the same thing when he disagrees with his family, so it's not just me. Why do people do this, and how are you supposed to handle it? I usually just leave him to it until he snaps out of it, because I don't want to give into this type of silly behavior. Wait, this is somebody who hasn't for one time, doesn't say how long they've been dating the dude, but whatever. Just sit down with him. This is all you're going to say. You're going to say, look, this seems to be your way of, trying to control what people do. Or you pouting? I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do, but let me tell you how this is going to go. When we have an issue, you're going to open your mouth and you're going to talk about it like a fucking adult. The second you try to sign a treatment mess again, I'm done. This relationship is over. I'm not going to have it. I refuse to be in a situation with somebody who throws temper tantrums like a 2-year-old. You a grown-ass man. At least you're supposed to be. If you sure don't act like it, you got one more time. You better open your fucking mouth and talk like you have some sense, or we're done here. Because I'm not going to be going through this. I'm not going to be walking on eggshells and trying to, figure out what it is and why you won't talk to me, because I really don't give a fuck. It's better when you're quiet, really. But that's not a good relationship, and so I don't want us to go on that path. But that's the one you're trying to set us on. But I'm going to jump off this train. And so you got one more time. And then I would find something to fight about just to push him there and see what he does. Oh, yeah, just pouting and acting all stupid. I would just leave him alone. He come calling me days later and be like, oh, whom am I speaking? To whom am I talking? Oh, that my ex, you mean? The ex, the one who wouldn't talk to me and who I said I was leaving if he did that again. Oh, that's you? Well, guess what? You don't have a girlfriend anymore, at least not this one. Bye. I told you. You had one more time. But y'all have to follow through. You can't just say it and then just don't take the action. You have to take the action so that they know that you mean what you say. Question number 24, female, 30 to 36, out of Victoria, Canada. My fiance and I have been together for 9 years. Okay, who is with somebody for 9 years? Living together for 7 and engaged for 5. A couple of days ago, he told me that a friend of his told him that she was in love with him. He's known her for years and she lives in another country. So today he told me that he's in love with her, but he also still loves me and doesn't know what to do. I still love him, and I know we have had problems, but I really want to work things out. He also suffers from depression, which makes the problems we have that much harder to work through. Oh my God, he's a loser. I've always tried to be there for him and support him, but I've come to the realization that I haven't done enough, and I don't know how to help. I feel like I've been selfish and not putting enough effort into the relationship. We had a long talk earlier and with some arguing, and he's giving me the opportunity to try and fix our relationship, which I desperately want to do. Deb, has anyone else had to deal with their partner falling in love with someone else while still loving you? How do you cope with knowing that there is someone else out there that they are contemplating leaving you for? He's still talking to her, and I can't tell him not to because he's known her longer than he's known me. I'm just worried that he might start doing eggplanty things with her over video chat, which he has done before with other girls and says he really wants to do it with her. Anyways, on how to save my relationship, thank you. This relationship been over. I don't know what you talking about. Was he video chatting and doing all kind of nasty stuff on the video camera with other women and you still call him your man? And you say that he's got depression and it makes it hard for problems to work problems out because he's all fucked up in the head. And you say that he come to your face and tell you that he loves another woman, but he loves you too, but he loves her, and he's still gonna talk to her while he's still living with you and trying to you calling this your fiance. Are you crazy? The one who's got mental problems here is you. The man done straight told you he don't give a shit about you. Whatever thing that you guys had going on is been over for years. Okay, you just hanging on to a dream. The dream went up in smoke a long time ago. Wake up. Gather what little bit of self-esteem and self-respect that you have left and leave this situation. Stop begging for this man to love you. It's never going to happen. He's incapable of it. Okay, he talking about he loves someone else. He just loves the attention that she's giving him. That's all. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Lady, yeah, but these women get so stuck on that, my fiance thing. They don't even think about, well, what I'm trying to marry is an idiot. And I don't need to be thinking about trying to marry somebody who treats me like this, talks to me like this, and does these kind of behaviors that cause me all this heartache and pain. That's not somebody that you marry. By the time you get married to me, I mean, some of that kind of stuff will happen later, you know what I mean? But when you headed up to the altar, that's supposed to be like happy, happy, joy, joy. So that you both of you be running down the aisle to marry each other because it's just so fabulous. If you don't have that and it's already full of bullshit before you even say I do, you let that go. That's not something that you want to marry. Okay, you don't want to do that. Oh my God, this is just unbelievable. Another one instance of a woman focusing on the wedding and not on the marriage. This is just so sad. British Columbian dust, yes, Ash. Ooh, Lordy, have mercy. I just couldn't even imagine taking this kind of disrespect and, still telling myself being in a relationship with him. That just was so not happen. So not happen. Never. Okay, our final question of the night. I can't believe I made it through 25 questions. And yeah. If you have a question that you want to submit for What the Fuck Tuesday for coming a week, next week or the week after, whatever, look in the show description down below. Just keep scrolling down because they're kind of near the bottom. And it says submit your, advice question. And there's a link there. Also, Lady Boss has been putting it in the chat so you can, see it that way. But if you just want the clickable link, once the chat is, once the show is over, that you will find in the show description down below, and you just fill out the form. There are releases there that I require you to sign. I probably don't really need them, but I still want them. So when you fill in your advice question, you agree to all kinds of stuff, and then I will create an answer and put it on the show. Otherwise, no. So that's the way it is. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, they use engagement. We call those shut up rings. That's a shut up ring. And, it's nothing that you really need to even be giving too much consideration to. Yeah, there it is. So you can just click that link right there. The Lady Boss just put it in the chat if you want to have your advice question considered for the show next week or the week after, okay? So our final question for What the Fuck Wednesday, April 15th, 2020 is this. Male, 26 to 29, on from the UK. My girlfriend doesn't get why I care about my expensive laptop. How do I help her to understand? It's a 3,000-pound laptop that I use for work, heavy design stuff. I also play games on it. It's my entire life, and I worked immensely hard to afford it. She has a cheap laptop that's seen more abuse than just about any technology I've ever come across. She uses my laptop and treats it like shit, touching the screen, etc. She doesn't get why I'm protective of it, nor does she get the value of it, which is strange considering how much it's worth. She gets it, she just don't give a shit. This is the part you don't understand. Sometimes when people are jealous, and a lot of people don't want to think that their mates can't be jealous of them. That's what it sounds like to me. But sir, you use this for this is this is a tool that you use for your job. Just like if you had a table saw or you had, something whatever you have, you don't just let everybody use your shit. That's your tools that you need to make your money. So what you need to do is put some kind of locking code on it so that she can't use your laptop. Okay? If you have one on there, change it immediately so that she can't access it. Then when she comes over, put your laptop up. Okay? If you guys live together, then you got another problem, but hopefully by putting a screen lock on it, that will alleviate a lot of this because she won't be able to get into it. Make sure she doesn't see you when you enter the unlock code, and make sure that it's not something that matches any other password you have and nothing that she can guess. Make it a novel and unique one using high cyber, cyber techniques for security kinds of password development. The characters, the special characters, capitalization, numbers, and that kind of symbols, a combination thereof. Memorize it, do not write it down anywhere, and lock up your shit. Okay, so she can't get to it. This is the kind of thing, see, for me, um, she would be my ex-girlfriend because you don't disrespect my stuff like that. If you disrespect what I own, you're disrespecting me. And since she repetitively does this, even though you have asked her repeatedly not to do it, that's showing you that she doesn't give a shit. She's going to do what she wants to do with your property that you saved the money up for to buy. She obviously can't afford to replace it because otherwise she would replace that piece of junk that she got. Right? The only other alternative you could do is if you have a way to get her a nicer used laptop that you can afford to get, or maybe you guys have one at work that you can get somebody to refurbish pretty cheap. They're going to get rid of it or something, but it's better than what she has. You know what I mean? If you can buy it for $30, $50, $100, and then you gift it to her, then she can have her a nicer one too. But if she's really that destructive with technology, then it will be fucked up and there won't be nothing you can do about it. But you would not be letting hers disrespect you and damage your equipment, which it sounds like she's hell bent on doing. Okay, who touches the screen of their laptop? Who does that? I don't even like to touch the screen on my phone. You have to when you want to, turn it sideways or whatever. When I'm watching Netflix, you have to touch that little thing. And YouTube, you got to touch it, to change to show the captions when I'm watching foreign stuff. But just to be touching it, no. So you have to understand what's going on. This is very disrespectful. So you need to have a talk with her and tell her that that's what it is, and that you're going to put a lock on your phone, on your laptop, and that if she touches your laptop again, that the two of you are over. Okay, this is what you need to make your money. And that what she's showing you right now is total disrespect and disregard for your tools for work, and that you're for your livelihood. This is not about playing video games and all this stuff. This is about how you make your money. And for her to show that, kind of attitude about it, you need to pay attention to that. That's not somebody who's going to be your partner. You need to. I would just dump her about this because I know what that means. Big picture, this is total disrespect of you and disregard. But you're young and you probably don't want to see it that way. And so you're going to try to give her a chance, and then she's going to destroy your laptop, and then you're going to break up with her. That's what's going to happen. It's unbelievable. Yeah, well, he's trying to set boundaries, but see, the main thing is if she has access to it, she can just use it. No, you need to put a lock on it, a lock password protect your computer so she can't get into it. You know, you set up that dual kind of authentication thing where, it goes to the phone and you have to okay it. And you have a password protection on your phone too. And on your laptop. So you got a dual thing for her to even be able to log on and see shit on your computer. See, so she wouldn't be able to do nothing. That's what I have on mine. And I don't have nothing like that on my laptop, but I have dual authentication on it, VPN, all kind of stuff, all kind of security purpose things on my computer. But that's how you got to do when your stuff is used as a tool for you to make your money. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you are also enjoying our new series. All the ladies coming forth sharing their stories about their relationships with narcissists. We've had some really interesting ones the past couple of days I put up. And I'm really enjoying reading your comments and sharing your thoughts about what the women have shared, and your encouragement for each other. It's been really nice to see. Very, very positive. People say they're learning a lot, and the younger women are, they're learning what to watch out for, behaviors that warn them that they're getting involved with somebody that they shouldn't be getting involved with. So I really love it. I'm glad so many women stepped up to participate, and people are even volunteering to be on camera, which is great since YouTube is a visual medium. That makes it easier for people to really follow along. They can do it just listening, but it's better when they can actually see you and see your expressions and your gesticulations and things like that as you emphasize your points and stuff like that. So it makes it really, really good. It's been really wonderful. You guys are like the best. I want to thank everybody who made a super chat donation. I appreciate it. And especially in light of the fact that I could not control my lips tonight, I just could not. I try every week, but sometimes these folks just be sending me there because they're just so crazy. But yeah, so if you decide that you want to participate, go on, just send me an email rather to debsterism@gmail.com. If you want to try to get your story told about your relationship and experience with a narc, debsterism@gmail.com. I need your contact information and a few, couple of paragraphs about your story, what you went through, what you hope to teach other women. And that's, based on that, that's how we're deciding who to select for the program. So far, everybody's been like on it. Okay. So you guys, thank you very much for sitting in with me. Thank you, Lady Boss, for coming and having my back. All the regulars, I really appreciate you being here to support the channel and making your super pet donations and being my Patreon subscribers too. I appreciate all of you. You guys are the best. This is Deb Cooper signing out. I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Bye bye.